baby.
We in here, yeah, we in here, 'cause we been.
Y'all better get comfortable with saying black.
We in here, yeah, we in here, 'cause
Black versus the Board of Education.
Cause we can't get rid of us now. We in here, yeah, we in here. Cause we can't get rid of us now. And you know that we don't ever go into what you been here.
That's why we are indeed a whole mood.
That's it.
I didn't do it last week, so I had to rip.
I mean, I know you came in kind of late, but it was still on mute. It's all good. Welcome to another episode of Black versus the Board of Education. It is September 30th, which, you know, all the freaks are coming out October 1st.
That was crazy.
Woo. I say that to say happy first of the month. I know everybody's getting their checks and everything's going to be all good tomorrow. You're going to get it and you're going to lose it just as quick as you got it because the rent's due. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, my name is Miss Lorraine and I'm the captain of the ship. Welcome to Black versus the Board of Education. This week we are talking about, is this what we doing? Now, we're going to get into the story in a moment, but before we do, I'd like to give y'all a kind of a glimpse into who's in the building. Where's my baby? Pull my baby up because she wasn't here last week, and we're going to start with her. Go ahead and introduce yourself, love. And you know what? While you're talking, since we didn't get to have like a recap of what you've been up to over the summer, give us a short recap and let everybody know what you're doing and how you're doing.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa. I am a freshman at University of California, Berkeley. My major is African American Studies with a minor in education. And over the summer, I didn't really do a lot. I was packing because moving to college is a lot. And now I'm tired.
Don't be tired. You're just getting started, boo. You're just getting started. Well, welcome back. We have so much to talk about today. And I'm going to kick it over to the other lady on the team. Go ahead and introduce yourself, love.
Hey, it's your girl Keela. It's Monday, but we're thriving.
We are thriving.
Yes.
And Melissa, your mama said, hey, baby. Adrian, hey.
Hello, my name's Adrian. Tired, but
you tired too?
Yeah.
It's Monday, man. I mean, should we change the day that we meet? Because everybody can't come in here tired. Okay.
He said, I don't mind.
Look at how he does. Like, what day would you like to see us meet? And be careful.
Any day but Monday.
Any day but Monday. Because see, Melissa done switched everything around so she could be here on Mondays.
Oh.
He said no.
So we'll be all right. Hey, Angelo in the chat. Hey. And last but not least, this gentleman to my left.
How you doing? I'm Fox.
Pull the microphone towards your face.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Can we hear now?
Yeah, we can hear. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Any good news you would like to share with the peoples?
Hey, man, stay black, stay active, stay progressively moving, and then your dreams you will be able to accomplish, and you'll be able to get your goals. Today, I got my first apartment.
Ooh,
okay.
Okay, you feeling yourself just a little bit?
I most definitely am.
I'm not mad.
I remain humble in the moment. You know, it was a long time coming. There's a lot of pennies had to be saved. There was a lot of movement, a lot of, as you like to say, a very intentional movement. I wanted to be in a position where my mama didn't buy my couch. My mama didn't buy my bed. I'm not sleeping on no woman's couch. I'm not sleeping on my sister's bed. I'm not. I wanted to be in a position where I can feel my own, because as a man, I step forth and put the coin behind my voice and put forth the effort behind it to earn my coin, to spend my coin, to have my own.
Come on, spending, earning, all that.
So, you know.
And then he gonna flex the keys.
Yeah, I got the washroom key, the mailbox key, the front door key,
the what?
Patio key. It's a door. It's a security thing. I now live in a gated community.
Ooh, okay,
you know,
gated community.
You know.
But the gate is broke.
But the gate, she just came right through my gate. I was like, "Where's my security?" You know?
Shut up. Anyway, welcome to the discussion, you guys, because we have a lot to talk about. Because it seems like different rules apply to different people. So this story comes out of I don't even know, where's Gettysburg at? Did somebody look that up for me? Pennsylvania. Gettysburg College. Where the swim team was having a social gathering, and one of the dunces on the swim team decided to carve the N-word into somebody's chest. Now, I'm going to say allegedly right at this moment, because it's this funny thing that happens with white folks. I'm going to just let y'all know. the information becomes very, very scarce. And then you see them start to wipe the internet because they don't want, people to really know some of the habits their young folks are involved in, although they blast our young people and their business all out all the time. So this story where he was attending this social gathering, apparently it was somebody he trusted, and I'm gonna use air quotes because nobody that I trust be carving stuff in my chest. I'm just saying. And so Melissa said right, and I'm gonna go to her first. So when I told y'all we're gonna be talking about this story, what? Okay, thank you. I saw Melissa, and then I saw an article. I was like, what happened? So Melissa, you knew we were going to be talking about this. What were your first reactions when you saw it?
My first reaction was like how you said that's someone he supposedly trusted. So how did he allow this to happen? Like I just don't understand why.
I mean, the first question that comes to mind, right? Don't that hurt? Like,
Right.
you just gonna lay there and let somebody carve something? I mean, I understand tattoos. Y'all have tattoos, right?
Oh, yeah.
And y'all like
He
it.
said
No?
I
Okay.
do.
They have tattoos. Melissa has a tattoo. She just got one
Ooh.
for her birthday. But you guys sat down and you voluntarily got tattoos, right?
Mhm.
If you did not want that to happen, what would be just a regular reaction to somebody carving something into your skin?
I'm hitting you. I'm moving you out the way.
Mhm.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, it's the same as she said. Think of when you go to get your shots as a kid. That needle just carving in you instead of that one poke.
Mhm.
That needle would just be carving, and you wouldn't be able to sit still if it wasn't something that you voluntarily wanted.
And even then, like your anticipation, right? Like it's like you trying to back up from the shot
Really?
and moving away from it
Uh-huh.
when you're getting shots, I guess. But
Melissa, you voluntarily letting somebody carve on you. I mean, if you didn't want them to do it, what would be one of the reactions you may have?
It's very painful. So I'm trying to get away from you as fast as possible. I'm not going to let someone do that if I didn't consent to it because that's not consensual.
Because I'm again, they said he carved the whole N word. Like I'm listening to y'all. That seemed like on the first letter, somebody's getting swung on.
no, for sure. For sure.
So he's carving the whole word. So then my mind says, okay, well, did somebody hold him down?
Right.
Like what? Am I tripping?
It said there was 2 people that was there, allegedly.
Again, if I'm in pain, 2 people ain't gonna be enough. What you laughing at?
Man, it take more than sometimes it take more than 2 people to hold a baby down and give them their shot.
True, you're right. So 2 people.
Yeah.
You
You
said,
got legs and everything else moving around. You talking about carving on me?
Adrian, you're a little quiet. What you think?
Yeah, when you first sent it, I had seen the headline before, and I was confused. And then after researching it, I was even more confused because I don't understand. First of all, he wasn't the one that reported it; like somebody else reported it for him.
Mhm.
And then the fact that like there's no other information of what happened when it happened at the beginning of the month. I don't know.
So I'm gonna ask y'all again. Being that nobody reported it, what are some reasons? Because people in the back in the gallery, in the peanut gallery, gonna have certain opinions, right? Why wouldn't somebody report something like this?
That's scary.
What's scary about it?
Just like I don't know, regardless of whatever it is, like coming forward from that, I feel like if they did that to you, imagine what else they're gonna do to you.
If you say something.
Yeah.
Okay. Melissa, does stuff like snitches get stitches apply in situations like this?
I mean, the person who was carved into like basically got stitches. So like I feel like that can't apply here. That it's wrong, and I feel like the person who also allowed someone else to carve something like that into their chest, them not saying anything or reporting it. I mean, you can't even report it if you allowed it to happen. You can, but like you were complacent in that. So them not taking the action to go and tell someone about it, they know that it was wrong and it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Fox?
I've never been to college. I'm gonna say that first before I say anything else. I ain't never been to college, but I have heard the notoriousness of how the sororities happen. So when you say do snitches get stitches in this area, I've heard of hazing. I've
Mhm.
heard of how they get down by group form, and allegedly, if this did happen, things like this happen when you have violence. People do have battered women syndrome, and they do be scared, and they don't want to come out. And college does have a heavy peer group of I don't want to have a falling out with my group. I could be scared. It's embarrassing. How did I let this happen to me?
Yeah.
Maybe some drinking could have been involved. Some drug colleges are notorious for having drugs on campus.
Mm.
Maybe some drugging could have been going on. Those could be some incidents of where maybe, if allegedly it did this, is something that went through in respect to the victim.
Mhm.
Maybe those could be some reasons why he didn't say nothing.
I think Mama agrees with you in the chat. She said exactly. I was wondering if he was high, and I hadn't thought about that angle, but that makes perfect sense. If I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing, i.e., taking drugs or drinking, right? Because I don't think they're the legal age. If I were doing or partaking in those activities, I would be less likely to report. No difference than some of the young ladies that withhold those sexual assault allegations, right? It's embarrassment, right? Or they were drinking or whatever. And I thought it was very interesting because there's this thing that you just showed me where some people are saying it's a hoax,
Yeah.
right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, it's a hoax. And in reading what I've been able to read, the fact that first, I don't think it's a hoax. I think this is a issue where folks have gone in and wiped the internet because I went on to the website of the college. And I'm gonna look at the roster because most schools have the roster posted. Now there's no roster up. Now, if this was a fake story, why would I have to remove the whole roster? And the only story that they kept up was one that talks about 7 members of the team being given honors for their all CC honors. So that's up. And I'm looking at the makeup of the school team. I see a bunch of white boys, and there's one Asian sprinkled in there. And I find it very interesting that you left this story up, but your whole roster isn't up there.
Yeah.
And then I find it interesting when I'm reading, they said the N word was carved, but they also refer to it as a people of color, a person of color. And I'm trying to figure out what color. Because normally they would say,
Black.
what happened?
Yeah.
Unless they didn't want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't corroborate that because ain't no roster up.
Yeah.
Right. And then no charges were filed. So I want to know who this young person's parents are and do they donate to the college? I got all kind of questions.
Yeah.
Right. Because it doesn't make sense to me that they would wipe out everything that, any type of information one would get. But anytime I go, like we had that one story with that young athlete that pulled the gun.
Oh, yeah.
He had his picture. You had video.
Right.
You had all kind of information about him. But this kid, I can't find nothing.
Yeah, like nothing. Like every article is the same. I think CNN was talking about why he even chose that college, and it was because they felt safe and it felt like a home.
Mm-hmm. And I'm hearing an echo again. I don't know why, but it's in here. The echo wants to join the conversation, so we're going to go ahead and let him. So it said on Friday afternoon, the family of the student who had a racial slur cut into their body at an informal social gathering of the swim team contacted the Gettysburgian to publicize their statement on the incident, saying that their son was the victim of a hate crime. So again, I don't think it's fake. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out why they're covering it up so much. They said the incident occurred 2 weeks ago on Friday, September 6th at a men's swim team social gathering. There, they said that the perpetrator, who the victim trusted, used a box cutter, which ain't no joke, to cut the N word on his chest. They also said the victim was the only person of color at the gathering. The incident was first reported on Wednesday after the Gettysburgian contacted the college for comment. So the college was trying to be hush-hush. Mm-hmm. And the parents reached out to the media to get a response from the college.
Right.
So again, whose kid is this? I need to know whose kid is it. He gonna take over the family business. We need to know the business the family runs. I'm just saying. Look, I want all the smoke. So you or he was drugged. Yeah, you're right, Mama Margie. He could have been drugged. Again, who are they covering for? That's all. It's very simple. Because there's certain kids, they have this privilege because of who their parents are in society, right? Who they have, who they're connected to. They get to get slaps on the wrist while the other folks are had the book thrown at them. So I would really appreciate if somebody could find me some information on this young person and his parents, because really we don't have to protect him. He's not under 18.
Yeah.
So when did they start removing the names of perpetrators who are not under the 18?
Well, sometimes
And
also
put a microphone.
with these college institutions,
Uh-huh.
they are also famous for and again, I continue to use the word allegedly like you used. And as you said, you wondered if the kids' parents donated to the college. Some of these colleges have a big financial backing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these, I'm not even going to start naming them.
No, you don't have to start naming them, but we know what it is.
Some of the colleges have a big financial backing where in the past it has been seen that rapes have been covered up.
Mm-hmm.
Sexual assault at large have been covered up where it wasn't even a teacher on campus doing it. It was other sorority groups doing rapes by large numbers, drugging people, overdosing, until drinking so bad until the kid dies, holding them upside down and making them drink. But they make stories like that go away to continue to have financial backing.
Of course.
For a school to hit such noteworthy news and to be publicized and for it to go viral would mean for one of them schools to lose their financial banking, their biggest pocket spenders would no longer do it, as well as you lose a level of accreditation, not by education wise, but social wise, and upon a social network wise, you lose. You lose. Nobody wants to come to this school now. You heard what they doing at that school? We ain't going over there. And there is also a question of did the kid himself open his mouth and say maybe he's embarrassed?
What kid himself? What?
The kid who had his chest carved in.
Did he say what?
Maybe he could be embarrassed and ask for some.
I thought that's who we was talking about.
We are, but also when you said that the school is covering, I said when you said why you ain't getting no information, schools can pay for to have that stuff wiped from the internet.
I know, and they normally do, especially when they're private institutions founded in 1832. Has a total undergraduate enrollment of 2,200 plus students in the suburbs. The campus is 225 acres, and it utilizes a semester-based academic calendar. Total tuition and fees are $66,640. So the poor kids don't go to this school. I'm be honest. Exactly. And I ain't never heard of it, which means they didn't want nobody to hear about it. And here they are, like you said, they've gone viral for all the wrong reasons.
But another thing that these schools are famous for as well are paying off parents. As you said in the beginning, the parents are the ones who open their mouth and they said, hey, my son, a hate crime happened to him. These schools are not above saying, hey, let us go ahead and give you $5 million.
Now they be like, shut up for 250.
If they can get you to. But it's normally it happens amongst the athletes as well. We'll normally hear these stories.
Do they have athletes?
The swim team is an athletic team.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking football and basketball.
That's what I mean. That's what I was going to say. That's what we normally hear it up under a football, basketball, because those are large things. But under colleges, they are such nature where it's I'll use the word bougie. I probably shouldn't use that word, but bougie like that. They have polo teams, swim teams.
And I need to correct myself because I said poor people probably don't go to this school. Their average needs-based financial aid package is $67,274. So anybody could probably go here if they know about it. I just didn't know about it. 74% graduation rate. Faculty to staff, student to faculty ratio is 10-1. So it's a small school, which means some individualized attention pops out. It's just classes with fewer than 20 students. It says not applicable. 12% graduate with business administrative, 11% political science, 8% exercise physiology. So it's a little tiny school in Pennsylvania that ain't nobody checking for. And now again, they're in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Their minority enrollment is 22%.
Yeah, I got that. Yep.
64% white, 5% black. So there's a little sprinkle of us in there somewhere. So it's not uncommon for us to be in these predominantly white institutions, right? What is uncommon is for us to be protected in these predominantly white institutions. And when things like this happen, although they're saying a person of color, that's because they don't want to say black. They don't want to rile you Negroes up. They know how y'all get down. Y'all like to burn stuff and they don't want y'all upset. So we're just going to call y'all a person of color and let you guess which color so you don't get too upset. Yeah. And I find that very disingenuous. But when something is perpetrated by a black person, then you get all the information. But when they're victimized, it's really hard to find the information. And you grinding your teeth. So what is that about, sir? And it's a podcast, so you got to talk.
I feel two ways about this story, right?
Okay.
One, always do no harm. I always want to see the victim be protected, be okay, feel all right, check on them, make sure that they're all right. But then I also hear, you're at this school predominantly associated with one particular kind of people, and this person is supposed to be a person of trust for you, which probably it could be said maybe you only trust all of them there. So it's like, are all those guys your friends? And if they
he might have thought that.
And if they are, so the other side, the flip side of the coin is, how can I be upset if you yourself as a black person, you don't feel upset? You don't. I want to feel you as a victim, like I said, but as a black man myself,
what makes you think he wasn't upset, or was he scared?
I feel like you could be so traumatized after something like that.
You can be. That's that side of the coin. I'm saying my other side of my coin is saying, I don't know. As a black man, I got something to say about you carving anything in my chest, let alone you want my niece, my nephew, my mom, my people. You want me to look in the mirror and see that word carved in my chest? I have something very loud to say about it. I'll probably TLC that school. At least they left out.
Listen,
man. I have something to say about that.
Do y'all know about?
Okay,
we will. Okay.
I was like, no.
So when you leave here, look up Lisa Left Eye Lopez and Andre Rison and see what she did. Okay. All right. Melissa, I saw you looking, and I think, I don't know. You talk to me.
I have a lot of feelings. I also think that the way that they worded it in the article, saying that that person was a trusted friend, I feel like that was intentional. I feel that I don't think that was needed. There's a perpetrator, there's a victim, right? I feel like a trusted friend makes it kind of seem like that person was asking for it. And I mean, we've talked about whether they were drugged, whether it was consensual or not, but I feel like them adding the words trusted friend in there really tries to spin the narrative into something that's not. That's one thing that I caught that I don't like.
Yeah, and it just that goes along with wiping out all the information, removing the roster, all of these things that they're doing to provide cover for this kid to just walk away from the school instead of being held accountable. And that's where I need us to get to. We need to get to a point where we're starting to hold other kids of other backgrounds as accountable as we want to hold black kids. That's what I'm talking about. Adrian, you've been on an athletic team before. Do you trust those people that are part of your team, or are you like, how does that work?
It depends. When I was on the football team, there's a lot of guys on the team, so you have a couple of people that you trust. but for the most part, like you don't know everybody on the team.
Mhm.
But as far as like a swim team, and I'm not sure how many people are on a swim team.
I would know if the roster was still up.
Yeah, but I'm guessing it's like between 10 to 15 maybe.
I'm thinking so. Yeah.
So there might be a little more trust between such a close knit and
Mhm.
small group of team. But I don't trust nobody to carve nothing in my chest.
I'm trying to figure out why you coming near me with something sharp. Like I don't have friends like that. What you think, Keela?
I played sports too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for me, girls are haters though, so like I kind of can't. I don't know.
What is that about?
I'm just saying though, like I don't think nobody would like do something like that to me, but I feel like girls definitely was hating, you know.
Yeah.
But like other than that, yeah, I don't think somebody's gonna come towards me and do that. But
I'm confused again.
also, I was reading on certain of like the TikToks and stuff because I feel like TikTok is like it's not owned by the US, so I feel like you can get all your information from there.
Mhm.
And there was a comment under that video that I showed you,
Mhm.
and it said, "As a Gettysburg resident, the college is well known for its ignorance and blind eye towards crimes on campus.
Mm.
Unfortunately, many have gone to borrow about situations in the past and hear nothing."
Okay, so they've reported it before,
Yeah,
and
like there's
this
been
campus
incidents.
hasn't
Yeah.
responded
Yeah,
because they think we're post-racial because Obama won the presidency a couple years ago. I got it. I understand. And then the parents said in less than 48 hours after the incident, our son was interviewed by members of the coaching staff and summarily dismissed, not suspended from the swim team. So again, the victim was removed from the swim team. The punitive action was taken prior to the commencement of the Office of Student Rights and Responsibilities' own investigation. This does not appear to have followed the policies or procedures stated in the Gettysburg College Student Athlete Manual. So I think it's all gas, no brakes on the cover up, because why would you punish the victim? Because he was interviewed and told you what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, and I could look at that two ways. Based on what you shared about this, they're saying it's a hoax or whatever.
Mhm.
He could have said, this didn't happen this way.
Mhm.
Or he could have told it did happen this way.
Ooh.
Either way, it makes no sense to me that they would dismiss him if this in fact was not true. What they would have that student do was come out publicly and say what it was that happened. If
Yeah.
it was a hoax, right? And they could not wait. They would not be able to wait because they were like, see, we told you this, right? But instead, he goes in, he talks to them, and they dismiss him. Oh, he is about to get paid. Lawyer up now. Yeah, exactly, Mama. It don't make sense. Y'all talk to me. What? You know what? And Isaiah, you that's a great question. Remove the victim, but keep the perpetrator. What happened to the perpetrator? I think they said he was kicked out of the school, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But you said there was two of them. What happened to the other one?
Right.
He don't know. I don't know either.
Yeah,
I'm just posing questions.
allegedly there was two people
Allegedly.
from one article that I read.
I need to keep my allegedly in my back pocket because I keep
Okay.
forgetting to say allegedly.
I got you, but no, yeah. I just think it's just sad as an overall because there isn't enough, whatever it's getting wiped out, whatever. I feel like as a Black community, I feel like we ride so hard for us. And
everybody else, but
Yeah.
keep going, sis.
so it hurts us because it's like, okay, even when you told us we're going to be doing this story, I asked all my friends, like, hey, have you heard about this? No, nobody's heard about it. And there's crazy how there's just so much little information on this specific thing.
Mhm.
But that's a crazy accusation, whether it's allegedly, whether it's fake or not. The fact that you're using Black people as that is crazy. Like you're just using that to do that is a lot. And it's just fake or not. It's crazy.
And as you were talking, because my brain keeps moving while people are talking, what kind of other person of color would somebody have the audacity to carve that name into their chest? Because people have learned that it's cool to victimize Black people.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't buy it when they say person of color. I don't.
Yeah.
I think it was a Black person. I think that they don't want to say it's a Black person because they're scared of the Negroes riling the Negroes up, and then coming to that campus and turning out That's what I think. That's just me personally. I mean, I would be down for something like that. But I like to talk policies. I don't want to rip up and vandalize nothing because I don't need nobody sending me to jail or having a reason to send me to jail. But I believe in going head up with policies and procedures.
Yeah, and
So
then it's crazy because like, does this person have friends, or are there
they
friends?
thought they did.
But
And we
yeah,
gotta
but
talk about sending our babies into these predominantly white institutions far away from home, or I don't
yeah,
know if
that's the
they're far
East
away from
Coast.
home.
That East Coast is
But
crazy.
I'm confused because we know what folks are capable of. There's a whole history book that they wrote that they told you everything that they did, right? So you know the history. And we gonna send our babies into there? Like I'm confused. Like I don't know why you laugh. I'm dead serious. They wrote the book. They told you everything they were capable of. And we send our kids into there and we tell them to be on your P's and Q's. Don't make no noise. Don't ruffle too many feathers. And then they get in there, they get victimized. And then they can't even come out and say anything because they know how vicious this group of people are. I mean, I don't know what kind of weapon was used, Mama Margie. It was a box cutter. And they should be charged with assault. Yep, they should. But it sounds like this little kid. I don't even know if it's a little kid because
don't
they
know
like to see
nothing.
their kids be called kids at 25 years old, 30 years old. He's just a boy, but you got an 11-year-old black boy, and that's a man. Make it make sense. Melissa, talk to me because I'm gonna keep ranting because I'm mad.
I'm still on when someone in the chat brought up what weapon was used and said it's a box cutter. That further makes me think there's absolutely no way that that person was conscious. Like I feel like I didn't even think about the idea of them being drugged or under the influence of something. I feel like a box cutter because I'm like the people who have tattoos, they hurt. And like even when I got mine, I had to take a break or whatever. I feel like there's no way that you can consent to that and like not physically react. Even if in your mind you're like, I'm gonna let someone do this for the joke, physically I feel like your body is gonna go against that and not your brain is gonna counter whatever you're thinking. I feel like there's no way that that can physically happen because it wasn't just one letter, it wasn't just one line, it's literally an entire word across your chest, which is a pretty sensitive area. I just feel like I feel like the thought of drugs or being under the influence of something didn't even kick into my mind until right now in this conversation. I feel like that had to be a factor, which can further be why the schools try to cover it up because someone was drugged on your campus or someone was under the influence on your campus, which means security or what other like people of authority are not doing what they should be doing, and there's more than one illegal thing happening on your campus, and that's not good news.
Where was everybody at?
Right.
Like
Where
at the
was
social gathering. Like where
you
was
just
that?
yeah,
Where
exactly.
was
We're talking about
this?
social gathering. Where was everybody at? Where was one staff member when it was going on? Where
The
what part-
coaches, somebody.
where was it? Like where exactly was it taking place? Like it's just no information. And I think that's what's like bothering me about it
Mhm.
because it's like I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to really get something out of it, but like there's no information.
What about is there any information in the hospital? Because that's a lot of blood. Like she
I
said,
don't.
when I remember out getting my chest tattoo, that's an area so sensitive, it like pushes blood out.
Mhm.
And for it to get carved, you would have to go to a hospital. You'd have to get some type of cream. You got to get that's some bandaging right there. That's
Mhm.
heavy bandaging, if not stitches.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm reading this statement and I'm getting pissed off just because I'm reading it. But I want to share a couple of lines with you guys, and it might be long, might not. I don't know where I'm gonna stop. But it says, we have come forward now with this statement in expectation that it will add clarity, not stir controversy, as we struggle to comprehend the nightmare that haunts our son and our family. Our son had other choices where he could mature intellectually, socially, and spiritually and achieve his athletic goals. He chose Gettysburg College and its swim program because he felt at home on this campus. I need to talk to their son. Indeed, we appreciated how we were welcomed by other swim team parents, swimmers, and coaching staff. It appeared to be the right choice on several levels. For the sake of our son's well being, we are attempting to address the recent challenges by mirroring our son's spirit and humility and courage. Full stop. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna put a pin in that. Our son did not choose to have a hateful racial slur scrawled across his chest, but he has chosen not to return the hate. I want to flip the table. He did not choose the color of his skin tone, but he has chosen to embrace the strength and diversity it represents. Who the hell wrote this? Our son did not choose to be shunned and isolated at the behest of some who pay lip service to inclusion and diversity. So first of all, I want to know if the parents are from this world and if they've been paying attention.
Mhm.
Why I say full stop, it sounds like the parents are apologizing for him having to endure this hateful incident, and they're trying to do with humility. At some point, I need Black folks to get pissed off, and I hope these are Black folks I'm talking about. Let me just put myself in the shoes of the parent. If this was my son, I don't forgive you. Period. Don't ask me to be humble, because I want to know if your kid humbly carved something in my kid's chest. Or was it a joke? Did you think that because in their statistics that say they think Black folks don't feel pain? So did you think that carving things in his chest, he would not feel it? Like I have to understand why parents would get out there and put this out in public. We don't have to be humble when we are victimized. Am I tripping?
I don't think you're tripping, but it does bring a question to mind for me.
Mama said they're super religious.
That's ridiculous.
That too.
That's ridiculous.
Are they from America?
I don't know. I would say probably
I
not.
have been experiencing different kind of Black people in our social world these days,
Yeah.
and Black folk from different regions respond differently than Black folks over here.
Talk to him.
And Black folk from different regions seem to
Think they not Black.
and
And they people of color.
man.
Let me stop laughing, because people gonna think I'm laughing at this. I'm not.
And they seem to think we're dirty.
Or we fighting for no reason.
Or we fight
Or
like
we
that.
angry for no reason.
But you wasn't raised over here in the North American continent though.
Mm-hmm.
You was raised, I'm not gonna name no continent,
Wherever you was at.
but you wasn't raised over here
Mm-hmm.
to battle this struggle. And they seem to come over here and take on the moral place in society of a white man.
Mm.
And they'll go against the Blacks that's already over here
Uh-huh.
and look at us like we stupid.
Because we angry and we'll fight you.
Right.
Uh-huh. Keep going.
And then when something happens, they this stuff is what they say. Until they get pushed and pushed and pushed. And this happens 3 times, then they want to be angry. But then I'm tired by then. I can't stand. I can only stand next to you because I know you ain't really gonna throw that brick. You ain't really built like that, bro.
Right.
So
And you read this
what type
comment.
of Black folks they are.
Yeah, and Mama, you're right. There have been several instances where super spiritual Black folk forgive folk who murder their children and ask the judge to go easy on them. Y'all remember that Botham Jean case? Matter of fact, that heifer's up for parole. The lady that killed that dude in his apartment while he was eating ice cream. She's up for parole on his birthday. Yeah, and you remember the judge coming down there and hugging her? The Black judge coming down and hugging that white lady in the courtroom?
No.
Okay, look it up.
That's crazy.
Because I'm trying to figure out where we, as someone who was raised in Christianity, there's this blanket forgiveness we like to hand out. I ain't Jesus. I'm be honest with you. I don't have the blanket forgiveness. You're supposed to be like, in order to be forgiven, I have to repent and I have to ask for forgiveness. At what point do we expect people to repent? If we're made in the image of God, what point do we expect people to repent and then ask for forgiveness instead of us just handing it out like it's some candy at a candy store? The hell have we got going on here? Adrian, you've been really quiet again. And I know I can keep going, but I want to give you the floor because I done said a lot since the last time.
So questions about her. So she went to the media and then a few days after she released that statement?
I don't know when exactly. I want to say this was a couple days later. It said 48 hours after the incident. Let's see. I'm going to go up and try to find the timeline. It said the story reports on the statement released by the Gettysburgian by the family of the victim who had a racial slur cut in his chest. The swim team has issued a statement let's see what the damn swim team is talking about. So I want to say the parents, this article was September 20th. This incident happened September 6th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me see what the damn swim team is talking about because I'm nosy. To release a statement, the swim team's official statement acknowledged the serious nature of the incident and expressed their sympathy for all those directly and indirectly affected by the incident.
Good night.
We acknowledge the past few weeks have been extraordinarily difficult for many people within our campus community and beyond. Our hearts are with everyone that has been directly and indirectly affected by this. The pain and anguish caused by the heinous act that occurred and the media coverage that has followed have affected people far and wide. As a swim team, both collectively and as individuals, these days have been some of the hardest days of our lives. I'm sorry, do they have things cut in their chest? How? Because people are looking at you now. The national spotlight has unfortunately led some to believe that our team or the culture within our team is complicit in the racist incident that took place. Full stop. Why would people think you're complicit unless you were trying to cover it up instead of holding individuals accountable, sir or ma'am, whoever released this foolishness? Like, I'm confused. The student conduct investigation affirmed that the incident is not a byproduct of an unhealthy athletic team culture or a reflection on the team itself. Rather, we see in the captains the measure of what it means to be a Gettysburgian by their notification to their coaches.
Notification today.
Melissa, talk to me.
What even is that? I took notes. I have a lot of things to say. Okay. So they said that this doesn't reflect like an unhealthy culture within the swim team, but in the sentence right before that, they acknowledge that it's a racist act. So I'm a little confused on how you can have healthy culture and also be racist at the same time. The next part is they apologize to everyone who is indirectly or directly affected. That leaves room for sympathy for the perpetrator. That also, if you want to connect dots and exaggerate, we're indirectly affected by it because we're talking about
that?
it. So why are we getting an apology? I want that apology to disappear and be rewritten. But then if they rewrite it, they don't actually mean it because someone had to literally take time and have someone.
It gets better. It gets better. Hold on. Hold that.
Oh no.
The team further condemned racism and the incident, stating racism has no home here, neither at Gettysburg College nor on our team. We stand united in condemning the actions that took place. The statement said that the swim team's reputation has been unjustly smeared by its association with the incident. We know the character of this team. We believe in our team. To sit in silence while our reputation has been unjustly smeared has been agonizing. It has hurt deeply to see something we love so much be so wrongly associated with something so vile. What?
Unjustly?
They need to cancel the whole swim season.
Honestly,
They need
speak
to.
out against it.
I think the whole team was in on it. And the only reason because you want to praise the captain for going to the coaches. I think the only reason the captain went to the coaches is because they're on a swim team, so they're gonna have to take off their shirts. So he wanted to jump on it before.
Come on, Adrian, showing some leadership, huh?
Yeah, you don't deserve no praise.
I'm unjustly smeared. By what metric?
I don't even understand why. If you see something like that, why do I need to even wait for the captain to even come?
So all y'all was at a social gathering and only the captains came. Where were the coaches at the swim team social gathering?
What
You
social
telling
gathering?
me nobody was there?
Social gathering to go get them. Oh, okay.
It was a party. They just said social gathering to make it look better.
Come on, talk to them.
He had to be high too, man.
But like, no, because I feel like if you gotta be way more than high.
You do,
What?
but they using some strong stuff.
No, you using
Man, to not be held down for that.
You don't know what happened. Maybe he was held down. Maybe he was held down plus drugged.
The more that we even add to how it could have even happened, even as he a victim, makes it go to say, like Adrian said, you don't deserve no praise for knowing about it, hearing about it, being around it, seeing around it. You know what I mean? And like you brought up earlier, not to put no female down, but if this is a sexual assault, any dude in the room, man, is a suspect for that happening today. None of y'all stood up. You waiting for me to go tell the captain about what happened to her?
But you know, they felt they had the need to stand up because they were being unjustly smeared. And if the incident didn't happen on your watch and it wasn't a team event, we would know nothing about you. I'm not checking for no swim teams. No disrespect, but I'm not checking for no swim teams. And I'm definitely not checking for people who are victimizing people. Mm-hmm. So to release this foolishness, and think that it's going to be viewed positively.
They thought they ate on that too.
like who you had draft that?
ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Stop playing. Like what?
I mean, but come on. You thought that all that did was make me madder.
Right.
You're trying to
not put a statement.
You're trying to get out of being held accountable. Nobody wants to be held accountable for this, and they want to apologize not to the victim, but to everybody, not just the victim, but to everybody else. And they said the swim team as a whole feels, what did he say? Crazy self. Collectively as individuals, these days have been some of the hardest of our lives. And I'm trying to figure out how many of them are walking around with things carved in their chest. Because unless the whole team got carved up, I don't give a damn how you feel about people looking at your team and saying that y'all might be racist. You might be. And I don't even like throwing that term around personally. But to come out, that's a whole lot of gaslighting. That whole thing was a statement full of gaslighting. I don't understand what we're doing. And why people trying to be nice in their response. We just came out of United Against Hate Week here in California. It was the 21st through the 27th. There were a lot of events happening. What I would like to see as a California coalition is for us to condemn things like this and to stand shoulder to shoulder and say, not on our watch. And stop just waiting for Black people to do it. That's what I'd like to see. Because when something happens, they want us to be front and center for everybody. And then when something happens to one of our children, we out there by ourselves. So I'd like to see the same energy reciprocated. Please and thank you. I don't understand what we're doing.
I personally think the parents were paid to put out that statement. I think they threatened them with going to the media if they didn't pay them. And then once they got to check, they released that.
That's great. No,
you think that, Adrian?
Is worth that, though. I just feel like the parents failed that boy or man. Like, that's so sad. What amount of money is worth that?
And this is going to be, PTSD. This is going to be all kind of things for that boy. I mean, I don't see him going to any more social gatherings. I don't see him partaking in some of the extracurricular activities.
You need therapy after that. What?
Therapy. And then they said he was summarily dismissed from the swim team. So I got victimized and I got kicked off.
Like what? But he felt comfortable at home at first. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What? And they welcomed him real nice.
Real nice. Too nice.
Confused. You welcome me, but when you victimize me and someone reports it, then you see me as a problem or something that's not going to keep the rest of the team safe. That's a coward ass statement. Excuse my language, but it is. These parents need a backbone. And if I agree with you, if you ain't upset, what I'm gonna be upset for?
Yeah, but not just that. PWI, predominantly white institutions, black folks should become more aware sometimes when you're trying to escape away from me
From you?
because of what you think I look like
Yeah.
to get to these PWIs.
Yeah.
These incidents continue to show you they don't think you're not black.
Oh,
They don't care if you're from over in that region or this region. They see one thing. You are that. You black.
they see flat blackness because they don't even care what continent you're from.
Exactly. And the moment you might be, I feel at home right here with you guys, and you cool with them, they might not feel the same way. And these incidents continue to show you they don't. You still at, no matter how much beer you drink with them, no matter how much drugs you might be wanting to get high with them, no matter how cool you come to their party, you doing too much N-word.
Well, and it's these type of stories continue to happen. And it brings to mind one of them where the mother of I think her son was on the football team. They had a football mom sleepover. Um, she
What?
she ended up being killed at the sleepover. Only black person there.
Wait,
Um,
mom sleepover?
The football moms.
Oh, I think I did hear about that.
It says on November 4th, 2018, Tamala Horsford was discovered dead in the backyard of the Cumming,
I
Georgia
did hear about
home where she had been attending a slumber party with other football moms. I ain't never.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never. You want me to be the only black person in the
Read on
event?
to more, that's what I was going to say. Read on about that too, because I read that. What color was the rest of them? I just be, come on home, man. Come be back around.
And somebody's husband was a police officer, and she ended up not coming back home. Said the death was accidental. The death is always accidental. Makes me think of that boy who they found rolled up in the gym mat. Because he fell into the gym mat. Right? That makes perfect sense. And the two boys that they accused dealing with that, their dad was on the FBI, GBI, somebody. But we going into these environments and becoming victims. I ain't with that. No. So we have to be very, very clear. And it's not to say that all white people are racist. What I'm saying is I ain't gonna be the only black one in your home if I come. Because I'm probably not coming. Because I don't like people like that. But we have to be very clear. We cannot sacrifice our safety to prove to other people that we like them or we're comfortable around them.
I'm not like the rest of them.
What that mean?
That's what they seem like they do when they go over there.
I'm not like them over there.
I'm not like them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a good one.
I'm a good one. And then things like this happen and we come out with statements basically apologizing and trying to take the humble route. One of these times I want somebody to flip some tables. Might have to be me. Because I don't understand the lackadaisical response. And I know I sent you guys a clip of that black boy talking. And the first thing when he started talking, I'm like, okay, is he black from here or is he black from someplace else? Because he's talking about he feels fearful or he's scared and he'd rather he's from some towns, somewhere where they like zombies because of the drug epidemic, but he feels safer in the zombie town than at this particular college.
A black boy said that.
Negro, what?
Yeah, he got online and said that on national on
TV.
Yeah, it was on the TV.
And I'm just like, are we in the Twilight Zone right now? Where the men that ain't afraid? I wanted to punch him in his chest and tell him to man up. I don't need to see men fearful because of things that they heard happen and it didn't happen to them. But I want to see them get angry and I want some righteous indignation at some point. But talking about I'm scared, that's what they want to do. That's what they have done during history. That's why they use those groups like the KKK and the skinheads. They want you to be afraid. It's an existence of terror. And we sit and we make excuses. And I'm not with it. I don't like it. Melissa?
I don't know. It's really scary to think about. And I'm at a PWI too. So that just gives me a whole new perspective about, I stay in my room. Guys, I don't leave my room unless I'm going to go eat or I'm going to class. So I'm with a group of people here that are Black. The really good thing about like where I stay is that I'm living in a dorm that is predominantly Black because of stuff like that I've seen. And that those are the things that definitely impacted my college decision. So I don't know. It's just really interesting to think about. It just gives a new perspective, or just, yeah, it just gives me a new perspective on the environments around me, but also every environment that I walk into. Stories like this that we talk about all the time.
And I'm rolling up to your school if anything ever pops off. So
Please do. Please
I'm
do.
coming. I'm coming. And I just, I get really upset over these type of stories because I think that we don't do enough to make it okay for us to respond in anger. I didn't say respond stupidly. I said respond in anger. And that manifests in different ways and it can manifest in different ways. But to be humble when you've been victimized, I just think that that's the mistake we've made throughout history. I ain't got to forgive you. I don't know who told you that. I don't have to. And I might get some flack from the church folks. I don't have to agree. I don't have to forgive people who didn't ask for forgiveness. And I know they say, well, you forgive them for you. Well, no, I want to be mad. I want to not like you. I want you to stay away from me. And I want you held accountable. That's what I want. And that does not come with blanket forgiveness. So I'm going to give y'all the last word because I've been talking for a long time. Keela, your final thoughts?
I'm just like, when's this next article about to pop off?
Because I need coming, huh?
It's just stressing me out. Like this whole episode is stressing me out. So I need just more info. I might need to do research myself or more research. So yeah.
Well, don't read those stupid statements anymore. That's blood curdling. Fox, final thoughts?
Crazy article. When you were saying you need Black men to step up and be mad, I was thinking of the many times I've heard since I've been out here, Black men that stand up and they say stuff after it happens. They was never mad in the moment, but they was like, man, I was just mad, man. Man, the girl called me a monkey. What? It happens 2 weeks. Why you didn't tell them? Why you didn't tell your boss that? Why they don't want to speak against it? They be scared, and I don't know why, and I don't understand why. Why you won't stand up for the sisters? Why you won't stand up for yourself? Why you won't stand up and say something? If I get a ticket today for standing up for what was right, well, that's the price of standing up, man. It's gonna make it happen. It's like you don't want this image tarnished, but it would only be tarnished in their eyes, not my eyes. I'm proud of you for standing up, Black man.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you for standing up, sis. They don't like you no more. Why you want them to be so impressed with you?
Right, Adrian.
Yeah, like Keila said, just need more information. Hope they release names, faces.
I would love that.
Yeah, we probably won't get that, but hope proper people are held accountable. And it's sad that this keeps happening. Even with these stories, we see new stories, but same stuff that's happening.
Yeah,
and same outcomes.
Yeah,
same type of statements, form statements, right? Same type of giving deference to people who victimize other people.
I just wonder what it's gonna be like in like 10 years. Like if it's like this now and it just gets worse, or I feel it's just crazy.
At some point, Negroes gonna have to get mad and stand up and do something. Ain't we tired? I'm tired. And so we have to figure out how we gonna move collectively. We can't just move collectively when we talk about our favorite celebrity.
Okay.
We can't be so distracted by what's going on with Cardi B and Offset. No, who cares? What's going on with P. Diddy and everybody else? He's in jail.
Don't get into that, please.
You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about it eventually.
No, I can't.
Eventually we'll talk about it.
The rabbit hole right now.
I don't know nothing about no rabbit holes, but what I can tell you is we are too often consumed with folks who have no effect on our real day-to-day lives and our real day-to-day environments. And we got to knock that off. Next, they're going to be telling you who to vote for in a second after they done force-fed you Cardi B and freaking P. Diddy all month. without telling you about no issues.
Yeah, they're not telling you about the cargo ships either.
Child. Anyway, it's about our time to get up out of here. We will catch you next week here on Black versus the Board of Education. We're going to hit you with that peace sign and get on out of here. Y'all stay blessed. We'll see y'all next week.